State.
An Ibom air passenger may face terrorism charges and a possible jail time after her alleged unruly behavior on board a flight, leaving 89 passengers stranded and unable to fly. Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority's Director of Public Complaints and Consumer Protection, Michael Achimugu, has said this in an exclusive interview with TVC News. We have details in this report.
This viral video captured nationwide attention, showing the chaotic moment of an Ibom air flight disruption. Abuja-bound passengers who boarded in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State were asked to deboard due to what was termed a selfish act by one of the 90 passengers scheduled to fly.
Some of us came from far.
The video sparked widespread outrage on X, with the NCAA's Director of Public Complaints and Consumer Protection issuing an official statement. He confirmed that the passenger will be prosecuted in court. I sat down with Mr. Michael in an exclusive interview to talk about the incident and how the matter is being handled.
She had been informed that her baggage may not arrive with her on that flight. She agreed. And it wasn't just her. Every passenger. Those with bags above 20 kg even have to sign an indemnity form. When you're sitting and looking through the window, you can see the lineup of bags outside, and she noticed that hers was among those being taken back. She was asked to, deboard, so that she can be reconciled with her bag. She got back into the plane, laid on the floor, and in contrast to many others, some of the other passengers, she had such an experience with them just a few weeks earlier, and the airline did deliver her luggage to her.
The passenger, whose name was not disclosed, is likely to face terrorism charges for her actions.
In this particular case, she was in detention for 2 days with the police for terrorism before being charged to court. The court has granted her bail. Today I'm going to get a full briefing from Ibom Air. If the charge is still for terrorism, of course, it's jail term.
The NCAA says it is committed to improved service delivery by prioritizing consumer and aviation safety.
I've instructed the team presently to gather all of the cases we have against a particular international airline. You may witness the heaviest fine in the history of aviation in Nigeria.
With the Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority reaffirming its commitment to stricter regulations in 2025, the case of the Ibom air passenger is a stark reminder that safety in the skies is non-negotiable. Uloma Oyemachi, TVC News, Abuja.
Thanks for staying with us. We're staying on the Ibom Air incident, where we understand that a passenger involved will now be charged for terrorism. Let's bring in our reporter, Uloma Yumachi, who is joining us from Abuja studio. Uloma, is there any updates on this incident, and what more can you tell us?
Precious, there's no major update on the incident, but what we know is that the passenger is a lawyer, and this particular incident of leaving her luggage behind has happened before. But what the NCAA director said is that the luggage was taken to her, a driver was chartered, and the luggage was taken to her in Aba. So, and when they got to the airport, they were told that baggages over 20 kg or 23 kg rather may not arrive with them. It's not only her that was giving that information. So they were told already. Some people even had to sign an indemnity form. This is a form that, puts two people in contract together so that if one goes against the contract, nothing will be done to the person. But regardless, some people had to sign. So she noticed from the window seat that her luggage was separated from the others, and she started causing commotion according to the NCAA director, and she insisted that her luggage must fly with her. So even after they advised that she deboard, so that they sort out the issue in the airport area, she refused until the Uyo Sunset Airport, it closed. So all passengers were asked to deboard. But for now, that is the only information that we can share, especially because Ibom Air has not yet released any official statement. I've done my research, I've searched, their websites, social media pages. There's no statement from them. So this information I'm giving you is from the encounter I had with the NCAA director.
Terrorism is a pretty serious charge. What is the NCA's role in the prosecuting process, and then what is the, just tell us what the collaboration between the prosecuting agencies is like?
Yes, terrorism is a heavy charge, quite all right, but it shows that, you know, she went against due process. She actually caused commotion, and anything could have happened on that flight. Imagine it started moving and she, you know, started that kind of commotion. It would distract a lot of people. But the role of NCAA is, you know, has already been stated. They just defined what unruly behavior is. They did well to move the passenger to a Tango City. This is a holding cell at any airport. And after that, she was moved to the police. And after a brief encounter in the court, she was bailed after 2 days. So the conversation, the incident is still in court. So we see from all this, you know, moves that there is synergy between the agencies that are involved to tackle this issue and bring it to book. And the NCAA has already stated, you know, most of the time, passengers say that it's the airline operators that go against them by delayed flight, delayed tickets, luggage misplacements and whatnot. But this time around, passengers are against the fellow passengers. So they are saying that they are going to take all steps to ensure that prosecution is done and justice is done. And mind you, she's likely to go to jail because this is a serious issue, as I've already stated, or she will be fined because the airline missed a lot of flights. Some people, we heard from the video that was shared on social media that somebody missed her flight for the next day. British Airways, that means she was most likely going to the United Kingdom. So she has a lot in for her now if the court finds her guilty.
Thank you so much, Uloma, for that update. I know that you'll bring more updates as you get them. Our reporter in the nation's capital, Uloma Oyemachi.